Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome into Snaps here on AMP. We are live every single day. Start about 2 p.m., 1 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Yeah, that's how it works. And I don't know, around 40, 45 minutes nowadays. And it's a lot of fun. So come hang out with us here on Snaps every single day, live on AMP, or you can always subscribe to youtube.com/@volume snaps and get all our content there. You know, the full show, individual segments, shorts. Everybody does a really good job breaking all that out. And wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify. What's up? T-Bob Hebert here, joined as always by Aaron Murray. What's up, Aaron?
Nice hat, T-Bob. Nice hat. Happy Tuesday. Go
Yeah.
get the merch. They're pretty awesome hats.
They're very nice hats. Look at us.
They're
Good
very
company, man. Here, you know what? You look so cute today. Come give me a kiss. Come here. No. God damn it, Aaron. This is
What'd I
why we
do?
repped it before the show. You didn't lean in. You just turned your face sideways. So yeah, there we go. That was better. You'll have to watch on YouTube if you want to understand whatever just went on. It was very Island
Just think
Boys-esque.
of the Island Boys. Yeah. Just
Yes,
think of the Island Boys.
exactly.
Instead, two fluffy, nicely bearded men virtually kissing.
Somebody go ahead and Photoshop me and Aaron's face on the Island Boys making out, please. Thank you. All right. We got a big time show planned for you today. We got a little Michael Oher update after yesterday. Not going to spend that long on it, though, just to be clear. I just have some more context I think I want to add and talk about. We're going to discuss something that we meant to get to yesterday, but didn't. Is it title or bust for the Michigan Wolverines this year? It's Tuesday, which means I have another tier list for you this time. Big brain here. I took next year's SEC and Big Ten, but put them in tiers based on how I think they'll do this year. So it's kind of a exploration in just how powerful these two conferences really are when you think about the teams we're going to watch this fall. And then probably the end, Bruce Feldman has freak list come out, which always has some interesting nuggets in it that I think are worth mentioning. Aaron, what's up, dude? How we feeling today, man?
Feeling good, ready to go. Tuesday, football. And I got some beef with your tier list, so I'm kind of excited to kind of rip you to shreds a little bit. Speaking of lists, we're coming out with our QB list possibly tomorrow. But one of our I saw a list today of SEC quarterbacks, like a ranking from 1 to 10.
Oh, where is that?
Kind of commented on my Twitter, so go check it out. It was awful. Some of these lists are just atrocious, I must say.
Well, I mean, look, I don't want to get into the SC quarterback thing right here, but we kind of stumbled into it this morning, and I think the waters are kind of muddy. I think the waters are a little muddy, but I guess we'll save for tomorrow. Real quick here. So yesterday, if you missed it, blindsided. Michael Oher comes out, sues the Tui family. We talked about it on yesterday's episode. You go check it out. Well, SJ Tui, the son from the movie who is in college football. He was a coach. He now runs the collective for UCF. He went on Barstool Radio yesterday with Dave Portnoy and others, and he had some interesting comments. You know, I think it's worth a listen in terms of, you know, he did not disparage Michael Oher at all. He maybe offered some, you know, some skepticism about maybe some timeline stuff on when he would have discovered like the conservatorship or something. But overall, basically said that, look, the family did not make a ton of money off the thing, and he seemed to heavily intimate that there's an Atlantic piece being worked on right now that would, I don't know about absolve. It's not going to absolve anything. What it is going to show exactly how much money they made, and he seemed to think that was going to paint them in a positive light. So again, in an effort of giving both sides of the story, I would say go listen to the SJ Tui thing if you really want to. But where I came out of it on the other side is that this is starting to feel less and less maybe that it's going to end up being about the money and more about just kind of the emotion and the kind of long breakup of what was once thought to be a family unit. I mean, Michael Oher's talked about it, right? His feelings kind of when the movie came out in 2009, we discussed that, how it went to this, you know, it got worse and worse and worse. And it culminates in February, learning that he's not even actually adopted. So to me, like, look, I think that it's weird. I'm not exactly sure how mad people are going to end up at the Tuies. But for me, there's still a couple of critical questions that they have to answer that I still think that they are deserving of criticism for. One is, why did they claim to have adopted Michael Orr when they clearly or never officially did? In fact, they pulled a rope-a-dope, did a conservatorship, right? And then why did they all like have the same agent from CAA negotiate their deals for the movie, but then they had their family friend who was a lawyer negotiate his, to which he says he has no memory of signing, but I'm sure he did. But still, it's a deal that gave him nothing from the movie. So I mean, look, it's greasy all the way around. It's kind of sad all the way around in a lot of ways too. But yeah, so go listen to SG2 update. Sorry.
Yeah. I think my final takeaway too is I think you said it's not about the money necessarily for Michael Orr. Like if it was about the money, I'm sure something would have been brought up years ago. You know, he's the guy that played numerous years in the NFL, high draft pick, you know, kind of reason why he never really got to this earlier is we talked about yesterday on the show. His bank account was fine. There wasn't any other need at the time to go back and say, okay, what am I due from essentially being the star of this movie that about my life? So I do think it is more from someone who bounced around his whole life to feel like he's a part of a family for once. And now to kind of look at it and say, were you truly looking at me as a part of your family? Or were you looking at me as a way to make a paycheck, regardless of what the money is, whether it's a couple $100,000 or upwards of $6-7 million, doesn't really matter. It's still, as I'm sure in his shoes, you used me.
Yeah.
You used me for a financial reason. And you pulled a fast one over my head. And it's sad. It's disrespectful. And I feel for him. So yeah, I agree with you. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered. First, why was it a conservatorship?
Yeah.
Not adoption paper? Like, I want to know that. What was the reason? Why was he not told that?
Yeah, exactly. Right. And so, yeah, it's more about emotional betrayal. It feels like at the end of the day. And the fact that he kind of hated how that movie was and they all benefited off of it and he didn't see anything, which I'm sure kind of, so it sucks, whatever. But there's an update to the story. I didn't want to leave new information out just to think that like I wanted to like prove my point or whatever. Let's get into some actual college football talk. The Michigan Wolverines, we talked to Jake Butt the other day. I'm very high on Michigan. I 100% think Michigan is capable of beating Georgia. Again, is at 3 out of 10 times, 4 out of 10 times. I think it's absolutely capable of having. They are my pick to win the national championship. So here's the question, Aaron Murray. Is it title or bust for the Michigan Wolverines?
Well, according to Michigan fans and Ohio State fans, all that really matters is just beating your biggest rival. And it doesn't matter what after that, which I still don't agree with. I think if Ohio State would have won a national championship last year, Ryan Day would have been,
no, but that's the only get out of jail free card. Remember, we said that with Butt the other day. That is if you lose that game, that is the only way to get out.
But once again, I still think fans for both teams kind of use that as an excuse. Well, it doesn't matter because we won our game. It doesn't matter that Michigan didn't win a natty because now we finally have beaten Ohio State 2 years in a row. Like, I still think that, yes, I think right now for both teams, winning a Big Ten championship is awesome. It is the second best conference in America. Beating your rival, who is going to be a top 5 team in America, is awesome. But both teams have done both of those over the past decade. Ohio State's done it numerous times. Michigan has now done it back-to-back seasons. I'm not saying that there's a fatigue factor, especially Michigan fans. Like, I don't think there'd be a fatigue factor if you beat Ohio State, you win the Big Ten championship, you win the first round of the playoff game, yet you lose a national championship to, say, Georgia, who we anticipate to be that second team in the championship. I don't think it would be a disappointing year. I think they just got to get to the championship game. I don't think it's championship or bust. I think it's championship game or bust in my mind. Okay. You've been to the playoff back-to-back seasons. You got embarrassed by Georgia 2 years ago. You lost to an inferior team in TCU. Michigan's a better team. You want to talk about putting a team on a field 10 times? You put Michigan, TCU on the field 10 times. Michigan's probably going to win that game 9 times.
After how cocky they were and how they kind of got pushed around, I might give them more 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. But yes, the point stands.
They're the better team. So I think this year to me is get the championship Monday. That's a successful season. I think expectations are they're good enough to win a championship. There's no doubt about it. Michigan is good enough to win a national championship this year. They are good enough and they are good enough to beat Georgia. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's 3 other teams in my mind that are more capable of beating Georgia if I had to pick 3 other teams, but Michigan could definitely do it. So there's a couple factors though. JJ's got to take his game to the next level. If he shows me that,
he's going to. Then
it's not. Then
he
more
will.
realistic.
I already saw it in TCU last year. They're going to build upon that. I feel confident, dude. I will say, okay, one thing. Do you like numerology, Aaron Murray?
Yeah.
Well, Brett McMurphy's been doing a lot of poll numerology, and here's one thing that probably bears mentioning here. Are you looking for your 2023 national champ? Well, history says it's either Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, LSU, USC, or Penn State. As since 2004, so nearly 20 years, every national champ has been in the AP top 7, except for Auburn in 2010 and FSU in 2013, who ranked 22 and 11 respectively. Now they both had Heisman, transcendent Heisman quarterbacks. That's how they were able to do it. So I have 2 questions for you, and I know I'm getting a little off topic here. Well, first is to point out, look, if it's national championship or bust for Michigan, there you go. They're right where they need to be. But here's the other question here. If you look at the AP top 25, who outside of that top 7 can actually win the Natty? Like if you had to choose one that would do it, who do you think it's going to be? And remember, the only 2 to do it were Auburn 2010 and FSU 2013. So Cam Newton and Jameis Winston squads.
Golly. Let me pull up the AP. Thank you for just completely throwing this on me right now.
Yeah, I know. Look, hey, I'm sorry. I don't get any time to
not
prep.
even in the rundown.
I actually have to use my brain and like have an actual conversation.
I'm not using my brain. I just want to visually see what teams now I think can win it that are outside the top 25, you asshole.
No, not outside the top 25, outside the top 7.
Top
so from Florida State on, everybody plays.
I think there's 2 teams that can do it. I think Florida State and Texas are my 2 that could do it.
Who's never won 10 games?
Can I give my reasoning?
Quinn Ewers is going to be the next Cam.
Before you give your rebuttal, you asked me a question. Let me answer the question. The top 2 teams that could do it, and I'm going to give you the reasons why: Florida State and Texas. Both because they're the 2 worst conferences in America.
Okay. I actually like that. Yeah.
Big 12 being the second worst. I mean, if we go into the season ranking conferences, SEC 1, Big 10 2, Pac-12 3.
Fair.
So I think if you're not one of those in the top 7, and if you're in one of those conferences, I think the chance of getting there are going to be just too tough. So I do like Texas to win their conference, which then puts them in a situation to be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the first step. I like Florida State to win their conference. I think Florida State's the better team of them and Clemson. I think there's still way too many questions about Clemson and the Tigers. So by winning your conference puts you in an opportunity to be one of the Final Four teams when it's all said and done. So that's why I have those 2 teams on the outside of the top 7 kind of looking in as an opportunity to be one of the Final Four teams to win a championship.
All right. I actually love that logic. I should have picked. We posed this question randomly this morning. I should have picked Florida State. I ended up going with Oregon, thinking maybe a little Bo Nix magic could happen. But Jordan Travis magic actually makes way more sense than Bo Nix magic does. So I think Florida State is my answer that I can agree with you on. You're a joke for Texas. Okay, back to Michigan. No, okay, Aaron. I think that Michigan will they're my pick to win the Natty. I think they're going to win the Big Ten again. I think they return everybody. I think their offensive line is massive. I think, like I said, I'm a big believer that JJ McCarthy is going to take that next step forward.
Georgia? Just Georgia is the bar. Georgia's the back-to-back national champs. Right now, you put them on a field together. Why are you picking Michigan to win the football game?
Numerology. Another McMurphy nugget. 17 of the last 19 AP preseason number 1 ranked teams failed to win a national title. Only Bama in 2017 and USC in 2004 overcame the number 1 jinx. So you're going to tell me that they're trying to do something that hasn't happened 17 of the last 19 times, and they're trying to become the first ever AP era 3 national champion in a row, bro. And while getting rid of a quarterback in Setsabina who looks awesome, it's everything I've said. It's just not going to happen. You'll come in second, most likely, according to history.
Where's Michigan better than Georgia?
In the national championship.
Where are they better player for player, where's Michigan's strengths over Georgia besides the running back position?
Quarterback.
Where
JJ McCarthy over Carson Beck. Absolutely take that. One's played for national championship, one hasn't played. Running back, I'll take Blake Corum out of that group.
Actually, one is actually played in a natty, one hasn't.
No. Carson Beck does not. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Come on. So if you're going to count, so you're going to try to see, that's how you know you've lost the thread. You're trying to argue Carson Beck experience over JJ McCarthy experience.
I made a
mistake. You're right.
I'm making fun of your comment.
I was wrong. Played playoff, right? No. So look, I think they're better at quarterback. I think they're better at running back. And then I can't pretend to actually, like, I would need to look at both lines and see how I really felt about
I think
the
offensive lines are a toss-up. They're the best two offensive lines in America. I think Georgia obviously is the best tight end in America. I would favor Georgia with the receivers. Defensively, Georgia's, I would say, an edge over the defense.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because everything I read about,
they're both the top 5 defense.
Michigan is insane. Okay, so Bruce Feldman came with that Freaks article. Michigan has this cat, Chris Jenkins. This was crazy. Both these guys I'm about to talk about are 3-star recruits. We don't need volume. Thank you, Brum. So this guy, Chris Jenkins, we're watching on YouTube right now. Aaron, he's doing a Turkish get-up with a 175-pound dumbbell. 175-pound dumbbell. And Turkish get-up, y'all, is where you hold your locked out arm, holding up the dumbbell. You stand all the way up with it over your head. You lay all the way back down, never breaking your elbow. I don't know. I don't have the verbal skill to communicate like how freakish that is. But this is more.
I did Turkish get up this morning with 25 pounds.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. 175. And last year, this cat led all of college football in run stops. Scored a Pro Football Focus. He was 285 last year. He's 307 now. There's 32 reps. 220. He does pull-ups with 100-pound weight on. And Harbaugh said he's a mutant of all mutants. He just keeps going and going. He's number 1 in our KPIs, key performance indicators. He's over 300. He's the poster child for enthusiasm unknown to mankind. Watch him become a top 10 pick. So that's on the D line.
I think the defenses are pushes. I think you'll see the top 5 defenses in America this year.
Okay, so defenses are pushes, but I think the quarterback's better. Like, that's my reasoning.
It goes back to the offense. And
I don't trust your offense.
Can you just let me fucking explain?
No.
It goes back to the type of offense that you need to win a championship in today's game. You listed off great running backs, great offensive line, a quarterback who we think got better at throwing it, but we really don't know if he has the elite receivers on the outside. You can't win football games like that today. Yeah, it could get you close. You will not win a championship by just being a team that can ground and pound it. It's not.
I think no.
That's why I think LSU has a better chance to win a national championship. I think USC has a better chance to win a national championship. I think Texas has a better chance to win a national championship, and obviously Georgia's going to be there too. You have to have that type of offense to win a national championship.
I think Michigan's going to grow into more of that offense. They're not going to be holding that offense, but they're going to grow more.
What receivers?
I don't know. I gotta look at their receivers more. I don't know. I know they got Amorian Walker on that defense, a cornerback who I just got to mention this because it's insane. He's 6'3 180, and he ran the 3-cone drill this spring at a 6.10, which the combined record is 6'4'2. 310. He ran a 3.89 shuttle, jumped 42 inches, 4.3 40. So look, the point is, Michigan's got freaks. Okay. They got dogs. Like you said, defensive push, running back better, quarterback arguably better, I would say clearly, but I get it. You're a little Carson Beck boy. It's just, I don't know, man. I think it's closer than you think. And then it's fucking football. It's the old any given day thing. So I like Michigan to win the natty, dude. But no, if they beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten, that's probably okay. But like you said, if they make the championship game, that's probably going to be still get 100% approval, but I don't know. I think they win it. I think Michigan's going to take it home this year.
Yeah, I still think that if you beat Ohio State 3 consecutive years, you're in the good graces of the Michigan fans. Like I said it a few minutes ago, there is not a fatigue factor right now of where you've been over the past 2 decades, just getting blasted by Ohio State over and over and over and over again, to finally now feel like you own that rivalry. I don't think that diminishes at all. If say they lose in the first round of the playoffs again this year, like it would suck and it'd be disappointing, because what do we say about Michigan heading into the season? This is Jim Harbaugh's best team.
Yeah,
you've gone there back-to-back seasons. Now you've positioned yourself where you're at home versus Ohio State. So you get Ohio State at home. You have an incredible roster, a better roster you've had over the past 3 seasons. There's extreme buy-in from everyone. Like if there was a year to do it, I think that to me, that is the stressing point for Michigan fans. Winning a championship, as we've alluded to on the show, is not easy. Yeah. A lot of things have to align. Mm-hmm. Schedule has to align. Staying healthy has to align. And obviously having a roster has to be there.
Getting lucky breaks. And
I think now Michigan is we don't know about injury, but they've checked off 2 of the boxes. You get Ohio State at home, and you have an incredible roster. Yeah. So like that is why like everyone's putting their chips in. If there's going to be a year to win a championship, this will be that year.
Well, it is. It's interesting you mentioned LSU, because I actually do view LSU and Michigan in very similar lights this year, in that the stars have aligned for like if we were ancient Romans, like casting knuckle bones, like we'd be good and good. There's good omens coming from the football gods, right? Their arch rivals are breaking in new quarterbacks. They're coming off of a win off their drive from the year before. When you like, again, I know Georgia's the big dog and the favorite, but like there are key questions there working a new OC quarterback. So like, yes, like both Michigan and LSU in sneaky good spots to grab a natty here this year. Although who knows, maybe one of them ends up second because football's crazy. Anything else on Michigan before we get in my T-Bob tier list? And don't you dare.
Michigan's America's team. Michigan is America's football team. America will be rooting for Michigan to win a national championship this year.
I know Ohio State, that makes them sick to their stomach, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I kind of agree a little bit. I'm not sick to my stomach. I'm trying to shrink my stomach, actually, Aaron. You know this. I've been started a little diet here recently, which has been interesting, counting macros and whatnot. The only thing that I'm finding trouble with is well, I don't know. It's just the cooking part of it. I got like 3 kids, busy constantly. They just started school. I'm racking up, spending too much money buying food like out for lunch every day. That's why I was so excited. We came to Snaps today, and check it out, man. We're now sponsored by Factor. Hell yeah. So, I know fall gets crazy. Like I was just talking about, you need wholesome, convenient meals for your jam-packed days. Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Chef prepared, dietitian approved, like we were just talking about, ready meals delivered right to your door. You're going to save time. You're going to eat well. It's going to be great. I can't wait, dude. I am really looking forward to it. They got like gourmet plus options, kind of choose what you want. They got like stuff that doesn't even require a microwave. If you're like running around, you want like light lunches, like grain bowl, salad toppers, whatever, man. It's actually, it's really cool. And it's funny because I really am trying to, my diet's been the last thing that I've really just been playing fast and loose with, and I'm trying to rest it under control. So shout out Factor for joining Team Snaps, man. Head over to factormeals.com/snaps50. That's the code snaps50. It gets you 50% off, and it lets Factor know that you came from Snaps. So if you want to help the show, first off, thank you. And that's a great way to do it. Snaps50 at factormeals.com/snaps50. Snaps50 gets you 50% off. Hell yeah, Factor. Thank you. I look forward to reporting back when we get our first meals.
Dude, they are phenomenal. You know who got me on Factor?
No.
Mr. Shredded 50-year-old Chris Doring.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What? His body's incredible.
I know. So Factor's meals, baby.
Let's go,
Factor,
dude.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have abs like Chris?
Not gonna promise that, but you have to at least give yourself an opportunity, and it starts with the way you eat. So yeah, get on the Factor.
I will say this: the macro thing's not so bad. It's been nice so far. Shout out Factor Snaps 50. Or no, did I mess up the code right there at the end? Snaps 50 is the code. There we go. All right, time for another T-Bob tier list Tuesday. And okay, so today I've taken the Big Ten and the SEC as they will look in 2024, and this was not just my work. This is excellent work done by my morning radio show, our morning radio show. That is me and Jake Hester, hosted in Baton Rouge, and our producers, Taylor Sharp and Mario Jerez, were key members as well, putting it together. But we looked at the Big Ten and the SEC for 2024, and we tiered these teams going into 2023. S tier being the best, then A, B, C, and D. And I want to be clear about this. My belief, and I'm not saying that everybody has to believe this, but this is my belief on how tier lists should work when it comes to making like value judgments about better or worse. I think that by definition, the S tier has to have the least amount. And the A tier has to have the second least. B tier has to. So, Aaron, just know anything you want to change, because it's a staircase right now, right?
Yeah.
Most are at the bottom and it dwindles to the top. Anything you want to change, you have to offer a trade here. Otherwise, it's bullshit, because it's lazy to be like, I think this team should be in the B and this team should be in the, and you just put everybody in the B because you all think they're going to be all right. No, you got to make hard decisions. And I'm trying to think about the best way to podcast this. If you're watching on YouTube, it's very easy to see. But tier 1 right now, tier S, excuse me, we got Michigan, LSU, Georgia, and Ohio State. 4 S tier teams going into this college football season.
I like the S tier. I think we're going to get 2 Big Ten teams in a good chance to repeat essentially what we had last year. If I had to mix it up a little bit, I would switch Ohio State for USC out. I think Southern Cal wins the Pac-12. I think USC has an opportunity to be a Final Four team, even with a loss. So I think a Pac-12 team with 1 loss gets in over a 1-loss Ohio State team that didn't make the Big Ten championship. So that would be my flip. If you're essentially saying those are your 4 playoff teams right there, or you're just saying,
well, it's kind of weird because I'm not exactly saying those are the 4 playoff teams, right? Because I don't think
those are the 4 best teams.
Yeah, yes, that is what I'm saying. And so then you get to the A tier, which is to me 5 teams: Penn State, Washington, SC, Alabama, and Texas. These are teams that I think could be capable of winning a natty if things go correctly. Like maybe Washington, no. I don't know if Washington has it enough to push it across the finish line, but like Penn State, SC, Alabama, and Texas, obviously, I think can.
Yeah, I think, I just talked about 2 teams. Where's Florida State?
Well, okay, again, this is just the SEC and Big Ten. See, isn't that weird? This felt like the entire country because that's how many good teams are here. I mean, all the best teams are here. Like you can bitch about the birth of the Uber conference, but recognize all the teams we're about to talk about are going to be playing each other.
My apologies. I missed the whole thing that this is SEC. No, I think that looks good too. I think you're A tier. I really, first looking at this, I didn't have an issue until we got to the B tier with some of the teams. But I think your first 9 of the S and A tier look rock solid. I know there's gonna be a lot of fans complaining about, Alabama, blue chip ratio. They got more essentially blue chip players than anyone else on this list. Why are they in the B tier or the A tier, the second tier? I still don't get the S. The S makes no fucking sense to me.
It's Japanese. It means special.
Okay, whatever.
Wow, no respect.
They don't have security at the positions that you need. Once again, like we talked about Michigan, where you feel good about them heading into the season. Receivers are still big developmental position. Quarterback's a big developmental position, and I think those 2 keep them out of that top tier category. So I like where they are in the A category, which is below the S category.
You like that? You ever played Time Crisis, Aaron Murray?
Nope, never.
At the arcade where you step on the pedal and you like pop out from cover and shoot and your gun's got a little recoil. Damn, Time Crisis fun as hell.
You have definitely played Time Crisis.
Right. He has to have played Time Crisis. It's impossible not to have played Time Crisis.
You just don't realize that's the name of the game. You have 100%.
So you're in an arcade, you have a gun in your hand, and you step on the pedal. Yeah. Okay. So that was my first experience with S. If you get the top ranked time that you can get, the grade at the end that you can get is S.
Gotcha.
So that's how I originally heard about it. Okay. B tier: Wisconsin, Kentucky, South Carolina, Oregon. Oh, it's so crazy that these are just 2 conferences: Wisconsin, Kentucky, South Carolina, Oregon, Oklahoma, Iowa, and Tennessee.
I'm going to flip right here. I'm taking South Carolina out of the B tier.
What?
I'm taking South Carolina out of the B tier.
Okay.
And I'm flipping them with Ole Miss. I'm going to take Iowa out of the B tier.
What?
And flip them with A&M.
Huh.
I think Ole Miss and A&M. You know how I feel about A&M. I think A&M is some big movers this year. I think they got plenty of talent on both sides of the football. I think you'll see them put it together this year. I think Ole Miss is going to be special. I think they'll be better on defense. I think everything I'm hearing about Jackson Dart is he's just been kicking ass stuff from spring to now fall camp. They got the talent around him. They got the best running back in America back there. I feel better about Ole Miss than South Carolina. I feel better about A&M than Iowa and an offense that can't score 20 points per game. So
okay.
And A&M can only score 21 last year. So
just pump the brakes. Iowa's offense is going to be markedly better this year.
So is A&M.
We forget. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
which do you have more faith in, A&M's offense or Iowa's offense?
The problem is I got faith in fucking Brian Ferentz to win 10 games. Like that's all I know is that you're going to look up at the end of the year and Iowa's either going to be 9-3 heading into a bowl game. I don't know if I can say that about Ole Miss 100%. I don't know if I can say that about Texas A&M 100%.
Then I'm confused about the list because you said like the top tier is not the teams that are going to be in the playoffs. I'm just ranking who the better teams right now are.
Yeah, and I think Iowa at the end of the year is going to feel like they had a better season than A&M and Ole Miss did.
I think right now A&M and Ole Miss are the better football teams. I'm not going to fault them for being in the SEC West compared to Iowa being in the Big Ten West.
I'm not asking for your value judgment rankings, okay? I'm not asking for your you don't get to claim that Ole Miss is better because they're in the SEC if they go 7-6 and Iowa goes 9-3.
I'm just saying you're saying that Iowa is going to be the better team because they're going to have the better record. Well,
yeah,
they should have the better record because they're in a shit fucking division in a lesser conference.
Big Ten's better than you're giving it credit for. Ole Miss would not run through that conference. You're crazy, dude. Ole Miss would not do better than Iowa.
In the Big Ten West, and Ole Miss is probably going to be in the Big Ten championship. Same with A&M.
They would not do better than Iowa. That's insane. No, they would not
beat Iowa.
No,
two teams right now would beat Iowa.
Kirk Ferentz would fucking dominate Joey Freshwater, dude. Lane wouldn't know what to do when that Hawkeye defense came coming for him, dude. And then did I get anybody wrong in the D tier? So you think A&M and Ole Miss should be bumped up out of the C? Maryland, Auburn.
Are you married to South Carolina in the B?
No. Look, I think you've actually proposed. I think you've proposed. While I disagree on some, I think you proposed all very reasonable.
Who would you switch? So if you're stuck with Iowa, are you more married to Iowa or South Carolina in the B?
Iowa.
Okay, so who you put in over South Carolina, Ole Miss or A&M? If you had to take one of mine.
Ole Miss.
Okay.
I think yeah, to your point a little bit there. And then I like Maryland in the C, Auburn in the C, Illinois, Minnesota, UCLA, such a weird conference. And then in the D tier, Rutgers, Indiana, Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern, Vanderbilt, Nebraska.
Wow.
Florida, Mizzou, Arkansas. I didn't want to put Nebraska in the D tier. I was basically forced to out of objectivity.
I thought you and I both discussed the SEC West and that Mississippi State was kind of the last team in the SEC West heading into the season.
Bro, I've said so much shit about the SEC West. I can't remember. Like my opinion changes by what day it is. Recently, I've been thinking Mississippi State's going to be good. I'm like, their defense is going to be salty. They got Will Rogers come back. I love the OC from App State that they hired. Like, I don't know, dude. Could be frisky.
I would flip Arkansas and Mississippi State. I think KJ's a beast heading into the season. I think he's going to have a season. You got Rocket Sanders back at the running back position. I think Mississippi State, it's hard for me to feel good about them cowbells until I kind of see what the offense looks like, how the pieces that were brought in to run a freaking, spread offense, now run a more like what does that look like? How do those guys function? So until I see it, I just can't feel good about it. So I would flip Arkansas and Mississippi State would be my two flips.
All I'm going to say about Mississippi State is remember last year, nobody talks about them all year. And then you look at the end of the year, who's 9-4 and third in the SEC West?
Yeah.
Mississippi State.
I think there are 4 teams in the SEC West that we could look up at the end of the season and all of them be 9-4. I think they're just it's SEC West is just that good this year. I wouldn't be surprised if I look up and I see Ole Miss is 9-4. I wouldn't be surprised if A&M was 9-4. Mississippi State was 9-4. I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas, if KJ has a Cam Newton like season, somehow finds a way to be 9-4. Like it just all the teams on that side are good.
I'd be pretty surprised with Arkansas, but your point stands. That's why we put them all in the same group.
Right, well,
I would if I changed anything here, looking at it again, I might flip Mizzou and UCLA. Maybe.
I don't think UCLA's getting enough love.
Oh, really? You think UCLA should be in the B? Working in a new quarterback? You think freshman Dante Moores is going to be beast?
No. I think they're good where they're at. I'm saying putting them down is kind of where people think that they are. I think they're in a good spot. I think UCLA could crack the top 25 at some point this season. Missouri, quarterback position needs to get figured out. I don't know if they have the talent at the receiving position. Luther Burden obviously needs to play a much more pivotal role in the offense. We'll see.
But you know what they say? A bird in the end zone is worth 2 in the bush. It didn't really land, guys. I apologize. I should have maybe worked it a little bit, workshopped it a little bit more. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Anyway, that's it. That's Tier List Tuesday. Okay, I'm glad to see that we mostly agree, though. We mostly agree on this. Alabama, look, I'm sorry you're in the second tier, but it is what it is. All right. Oh, wait, Brum, first off, did we ever find, because I'm about to get this Freaks article a little bit, where I'm just going to give you some fun facts to close out the show here today. But did we ever find our opening comment of the day from YouTube? I want to make sure that we stay consistent with this.
So we missed it. We'll be back on Wednesday.
Son of a bitch.
Time out. Let's just look right now.
Yeah, you look, Aaron, while I read some crazy stuff. Or maybe, Brum, you look, because I'm about to have to because I'm about to blow your mind. Or maybe you look, Aaron. Or actually, you know what? Nobody look, because you both need to pay attention.
Oh, my God. Fucking big Jesus.
Yeah, that's what goes on in my head all day.
T-Bob, we all just got a little taste of how T-Bob's mind works right there.
It just never ever ends. So the point is, I want you to both pay attention to this because it's going to blow your mind. Bruce Feldman's article, he comes up with this freaks list, top 100 physical freaks of the NCAA every single year on theathletic.com, and it's incredible.
And back to this, the opening comment is in the rundown, you goober.
Okay, my bad. I apologize. Seems like if you're so proud of that, you should have said that when I said it. I forgot that I'm in the side piece.
So, you know.
That's my bad. I'm in the side piece. Which I guess without context, that sounds weird. That's my notes document. Josh L 5227. The dad looks like he wants no part of it, and it was all her doing. But he's married to the crazy witch, so he has to go along with it. What the fuck are we talking about?
Are we talking about you and me? Of the 2 weeks.
Oh. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Good job. Okay, Bruce Feldman's top freak articles. That Brum, get the video of South Carolina Nicole's Harbor ready to roll. And by that, play it.
We have the pictures. We don't have that video.
What? Oh man. Okay, that's cool. Well, this doesn't really matter then. Nicole's Harbor, Aaron, is 6'5", 243. Freshman wide receiver for South Carolina, and runs 23 miles an hour.
Yeah.
23 miles an hour, 6'5", 243. Whatever, no video. Okay, Kingsley Suamaitia from BYU. I apologize, I probably butchered that. This cat is 6'6", 325. Did not give up a single sack in 361 pass block attempts last year as a freshman. And at 6'6", 325, Aaron, this dude clocked 21.8 miles an hour.
Ooh, he looks like an athlete. I mean,
21.8.
That's a good looking tackle right there.
He looks incredible.
He does.
And okay, do you remember the BYU tackle Blake Freeland from the combine this year? He was 6'8", 302. He's the guy that jumped 37 inches and ran a 4.98. The strength coach of BYU said Kingsley's significantly faster than Blake. Yeah. Next on the list, and actually I'm not going in order. I just picked out some stuff that I thought was fun because it's crazy. Harvard defensive tackle Thor Griffith. You see a guy from Harvard on the list, you're like, oh my God, what? That's crazy. Now he's 6'2", 320. He's a little muscle hamster, but this motherfucker right here named Thor reps 225 45 times and runs a 4.95 Okay. So has speed, but 45, 225 reps.
Look at his little arms, though. He's got little tiny arms.
He does look like he has short arms, to be fair.
Little short arms. Like he's doing half the reps of like a normal, big ass dude.
Okay, show my guy Thor some respect for the 4.95 But yeah, you're probably right.
He's just short stroking.
Well, we would know something about that, wouldn't we? Okay, show some respect for our King Thor. Then from Penn State, you have offensive tackle Olamuyiwa Fashanu. He's only 20 years. Okay, chill out there. No, Olamuyiwa Fashanu. Whatever. You still can't say Uyunglele.
You went into it with such confidence.
Well, that's the only way to do it. You have to try. Right? I'll never forget my 7th grade science poster. You shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you land among the stars. Okay.
Oh,
but this cat's the top O-line prospect of the country. He's 20 years old, 6'6", 320, runs a 4.97. But here's the only reason why I included this guy. His parents were both 5'8". Imagine both being 5'8", and you give birth to a 6'6", 320, 20-year-old that runs a 4.97 40 and is the top NFL offensive line prospect.
Have we done a DNA test to make sure?
No, but I guess that's the crazy thing about genetics. Just like those outliers have to happen.
Yeah.
Shout out Olamiwa Fashanu. A lot of tough names. That's on me. Actually, almost except for Thor. I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Shout out Factor for joining the squad. I'm very excited. I'm one day away from my own Gran Turismo screener. Let's go. Look, if you want to help out the show, you can just comment on the videos, like the videos, youtube.com/@volumesnaps, where you can subscribe to the channel. Let's keep going. Push towards 3,000. Google Snaps Podcast, wherever podcasts found. You can get it there. Oh, yeah, and then download AMP and hang out with us live every single day. Again, 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Very fun. We love doing this show, y'all. Thank you so much for everything everyone does. Thank you to Ryan Brumley, Pat Gunther, Adam Gracia, Chris Tran, Danny Cardenas. Huge thank you to you, Aaron Murray. A massive thank you, most of all, to everyone who listens and supports us and hangs out. Aaron, anything to say on the way out?
No. Happy Tuesday. Another day closer to college football. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. And on Wednesday's show, we will be ranking SEC quarterbacks amongst other things. So y'all have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.